Imagine this. No Node.js, no Python, no Apache, no Nginx, just a terminal and a shell. What if you could run a fully functional web server using just Bash, and then use it as a simple Trojan horse? No frameworks, no libraries, just shell. First, let's understand how a web server really works. At its core, it listens on a port, accepts HTTP requests, and sends back responses. And yes, Bash can do all of that. To construct an HTTP request message, we need several lines. First is the headline. The pattern is an HTTP verb, the path, then the protocol version, followed by an empty line. The next one or multiple lines represent the HTTP headers. And finally comes the request body, which is optional and specifically not present for GET requests. It is also important to know how the HTTP response looks like. The first response line contains the protocol version and the response code. On a new line come the response headers, and at the end is the response message. And here's our web server Bash code. Let's see what's going on here. We loop forever waiting for connections. When a request comes on port 8080, we respond with an HTTP 200, set a content type HTTP header and return some HTML. Netcat handles the low-level TCP socket work. The "-l" tells it to listen for requests. "-p" sets the TCP port, and "-q1" tells it to quit after 1 second of inactivity, so the loop can continue. We can also add some local commands to our request and make a remote server utilization monitor. But let's cut to the chase and make the backdoor that allows remote commands execution. We'll use a named pipe for bidirectional communication. Netcat will write to the script's standard input and read from the named pipe. Then we'll parse the request line by line. If we encounter an empty line, we'll break from the cycle, as this indicates all headers are read. Then we'll search the line containing the URI and parse it to get the shell command that should be executed. And this is how it works. Just don't do that in your production environment, as it exposes shell over HTTP. So, we did it, a web server in a handful lines of Bash. And yes, it's totally real. It responds to HTTP requests, serves content, acts as a Trojan backdoor, and proves that sometimes the simplest tools can make the job done.